We are the Honeywell
Heroes. Who, yeah.
That's how you're gonna. I thought you were gonna hit like a Celine Dion note tonight, especially with a guest.
No,
with a guest,
we do Heroes. Who.
Wow, that's fine. For our guest, hopefully he likes it. We are the Honeywell Heroes. Appreciate you being back here for episode number. Hold on, 3. Put it up here. Yep, we got everybody repping 3 here tonight, and we have a special guest, our first one ever.
First guest, baby.
What do you think about that, Random?
Love it.
Does this guy need an introduction? What do you think, Random?
Obviously.
He does, but
no,
he doesn't.
He deserves one.
I call him. Here's what I'm calling him on this episode: the Hart of Kings. Okay, Hart of Kings.
Wrong. King of Hearts.
No, Hart of Kings, not King of Hearts. Hart of Kings.
Oh, so you changed it?
I'm changing it up.
Okay.
But we've got a guest tonight. This is our first one. It's gonna be Kevin Hart. He is a standout former athlete for Clinton High School. Played at the college level as well. And he has agreed to come on here tonight with us because we are former River Kings. And he's going to talk about a lot of things that we're talking about, give some insight on his experiences as a player at the high school, college level, along with coaching, because now he is coaching in the community of Clinton and with his kids in the school district. So he's a good first guest for us, and we hope you guys will enjoy this. So this is Kevin Hart to my left.
How you doing?
And there's Kevin. See, look at that.
You know what I'm excited about?
What do you say?
I'm excited about that. We're going to put his name in the description, and it might go viral because the Kevin Hart name.
Yes.
So thanks, bro.
Hey, I see what you guys did. You guys did it for a reason. You're smart.
Yeah.
You're smart.
you know.
They're going to think it's Kevin Hart, the comedian, and we're all going to go viral.
I tell jokes for money. I do tell jokes for money.
I don't have any money, but I bet some listeners out there, viewers, they'll throw some money towards it. So, okay, let's kick this off here. Before the introduction for Kevin, I'm going to let Kevin give you a little rundown of himself, a little bit of his background. You don't have to do a whole lot. We're not putting you on the spot here. Just give him a little rundown on, from Clinton High School to now what you're doing, and let the fans know, why you agreed to come on here.
First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to you guys. I appreciate the opportunity to come on and get to tell you guys about myself and what I tried to bring to the community. Right now, I work at 3M, but my main passion is I coach. I coach Tanner stepson. I coach a lot of sports, actually, basketball, baseball, football, and I played for Clinton High 2004. I graduated 2003, 2004, 2002, 2003. Sorry, I kind of said that backwards.
Stud, though.
But played football, played basketball. Sophomore year, so it would be 2001, 2002 for basketball. But played a lot of sports, enjoy coaching and helping out in the community, and that's about it.
You're rolling now.
That's about it.
You got kids in the community. How many kids you got in the school district right now?
I have 2 kids that are actually inside of the school district, 2 that are waiting.
Okay.
But I have a daughter. She's a junior. Then I have
I got you.
a 5th grader as well.
So they're going to be the next Kevin Hart. Like,
I'm
what
sure
do you say? You got a dad. He's senior, right?
Yeah, right. I do have a dad, so.
Well, I shouldn't have said, you got a dad. Your dad was a stud. You're Kevin Hart Jr. Oh, man. This is why we love. See, we're just having fun. So you're Kevin Hart Jr., Dad Senior. So then how do you do that when you have a boy then? Is he going to be like Kevin Hart? Like junior,
Well, it's already too late to decide.
Whatever. I don't know.
The decision has been made to not carry on the Kevin Hart name.
Oh, I see. That's why I'm just way behind.
But it's still in their heart, though.
Yeah.
So
the heart is in the heart.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about.
Okay. I don't a lot of times, but like right now, I'm going to sound really stupid to the viewers, but that's why we get people to come back here and watch us.
Right? You're supposed to be yourself.
That's right.
Because of stupidity? That's why?
It is what it is, and life goes on. So you got a little rundown on them. Here's where we're going to start again like we did last week. We're going to do a Honeywell hero story.
Okay.
And you know what? I'm going to let you guys pick it.
Let me start because...
Let Random go first.
You might have to help me with this story, too, because I could be wrong about the story. Okay. I think I hit my head too hard in my adult years or something because...
You did.
I can't remember a lot of cool stories. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, God, I don't even remember what happened, except, like we talked about last time, getting pop. I mean, that's about it, dude.
Yeah, that was your favorite thing was to get pop.
And
he loved snacks. And he loved popcorn. That was the thing.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the year that me and you played at majors together.
Okay.
I know you remember because it was 1 year. But weren't the coaches saying that we were like the best 1-2 punch in the league?
They did.
I'm pretty sure that's how that went. So let me ask you this. Was this the year that we beat the Yankees when we played together?
We beat the Yankees.
So I don't know if a lot of you guys like closer to our age remember, but back then, like you didn't have to enter the draft every league you hit. You just kind of like if you were on the Yankees and Pee Wees, you were going through the whole organization like that. Well, the Yankees always had this super stacked dynasty team. For some reason, all their dads are on the board.
Because they cheated.
Yeah.
They cheated. It's kind of like cheating.
Okay.
They're cheating.
But this all comes full circle. And the reason why this comes full circle is because, correct me if I'm wrong, but we beat them, right?
I know we beat them at least once.
Yeah, we beat them once,
but twice.
But I think when we beat them, it was like their 5th loss in like 10 years or something like that. Like it was some crazy number. Maybe not 10 years, but it was a lot. It was a long time. Because,
yeah.
Okay, so was this game that we beat them? Was this the game when you were pitching? I was playing first base, and Jeff Keister was coaching third base. Is this that game that we beat them? And that's probably why they were so fired up, right?
Yeah.
So he was real mad. And tell me why did it get to the point where you looked at him and said some stuff to him that you probably shouldn't have said to an adult?
I was like, we were 12 years old. Right. So like we're 12.
Majors?
Yes.
Yeah, majors. And we're beating them like 10-2 or 10-4.
Was it that bad?
Yeah. And
That's good.
I kind of took sometimes like a longer time on my delivery to pitch, okay?
Yeah. That's what it was.
And he, at one point, he's at third base and he's like bent over at his knees and he's got
Didn't he tell you to hurry up or
shades
something?
on, once you pitch the ball. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself like, hey man, are you know what, man? I said, you know what? And I'm on the mound. I remember this. I go up and I said, I can take as long as I want to pitch the ball, bro. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I don't think you said bro.
I didn't say bro.
You said a different name.
I just said.
No, I think you cussed at him.
Maybe.
You either said like the F word or you called him an a-hole or something like that.
I probably
I think you
did.
said
I was trying to keep it
PG
PG for all the viewers.
Right. I think you said S.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to keep it PG, but you're right.
But I think it was like an STFU type of thing.
And I said something. Yeah, I do remember because
I was dying laughing on first. I'm like, no way.
Like, I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, like we were just like, hey.
And he looked at you and he was just like couldn't believe you said it.
Like the deer in the headlights look.
Oh, yeah.
I do remember.
It was good.
I wish I could remember what exactly I said. I don't think it probably would be appropriate because I think back when I was 12, I said a lot of inappropriate things.
You had no filter at 12.
No. And I don't
still
now.
Don't. No,
I still can. We do all right. We're doing all right, though.
Well, dude, we've been doing this for about 4 minutes now, bro.
But anyways, yeah. And I remember that. And
then I vividly remember at the end when the bottom of the 6th came to an end or whatever, we shook their hands, and I'm pretty sure every single player on the team was crying on their team.
Yeah, because they had Greg Cagley.
Yeah.
They had
Eric Cagley.
Hovey.
Brondike. Oh, yeah.
Reese Struve was on that team.
Was he?
Yeah, crying. They was crying like babies.
They just can't believe it. And me and Stenda were like,
we're jacked up. Like, it was kind of like we just, took
who was our coach?
We had Lee Camp.
Lee Camp was our coach. That's right.
We had Lee Camp and Greg Oberon.
Oh, yeah.
You remember Greg?
Yeah. Oh,
Erickson
man.
Center.
Greg's an awesome guy. I love him.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I do remember that. And I remember saying, I was so mouthy, but yeah, I remember saying that. But, at the end of the day, who cares? Because we won, and you think you're that great. You're really not, because you got beat by Tom. Well, we're going to say you're Tom Glavine. I was Greg Maddox.
Okay.
Because Glavine threw harder than Maddox. And I
like that analogy.
Yeah, I didn't throw very hard, but I could pinpoint it.
So were you guys also the Braves, though?
We were the Braves.
Oh, man.
These are actually our jerseys from when we played them.
So I see. Okay. Yeah. That's nice. I like that.
That's what we got.
They're
like the legit ones we wore. So
no John Smoke.
See? Look.
Smoltzy was good, though.
Smoltz, yes. Sir.
See, I got a lot of stuff from back in the day. So I had my mom dig these out for me. So
He was only 93 pounds then.
yeah, I'm not 93 pounds.
He's
We say
100.
that every episode. Let's not talk about 93
Okay.
pounds.
All right. That's good. I like that. So I like that story. And that's a good one. I've thought about that.
I think about that all the time. I don't know why, but
It's funny.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not offended by it.
In cool facts, I saw this Powerade. No, not Powerade. All Sport. Remember that was we used to drink All Sport.
Man, All Sport was the drink there.
Yeah. So the Yankees had a big cooler that they probably put All Sport in. It said All Sport in it, and I was at a garage sale and I saw one, and it just so happened to be Jeff Kieser's. It has his name on it, and I own it now. So,
So we owned him that night and you own him
Yes,
now.
that's hey. Smart man.
That's a win for all of us.
Heck yeah.
That's good. I like it. All right. I'm going to let Kevin Hart here go. You got to, here's
I know do you have a story? Just one
Honeywell.
cool thing from back in
Honeywell.
the- Yeah.
Oh man. So now that we're talking about the dads being on the board, I got the privilege of being coached by Tom Jordan.
In Honeywell,
Oh,
Familiar
no,
with
you
Tom
didn't.
Jordan, right?
in Honeywell you did?
No. Travel ball.
Oh, okay.
So I had to go against him at Honeywell.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
with you guys, it was the Yankees. For us, it was the Red Sox.
Was it?
Yeah,
So-
RJ was on Ryan Jordan. Shout out to Ryan Jordan.
Yes.
Red
Right.
Sox.
Oh, man.
Nate Herrick was on there too, wasn't he?
No,
No, I was
not when I
wrong.
played.
Okay.
Who else was on? Luke Miller.
Luke Miller. Yeah, I remember
He's
Luke.
also went to Western Illinois with me. He was he was a good track star there at
Yep.
Western. And who else was on there? Case Simmons.
I remember Case.
Yes.
Yeah,
he was
okay.
also on there.
Okay.
But we played the Red Sox, and I think it might have been the championship.
What team were you on?
I was on the Mets or the Giants because I don't know if you guys remember when they would switch our teams. Because I think at one time the Tigers were then they became the Mariners.
Oh, okay.
Remember how they would switch the
Yeah,
team names
absolutely.
every once in a while?
Okay.
And the Giants end up becoming the Pirates later on when I got older.
Okay.
But we were playing the Red Sox, and so do you remember the innings when they would tell you can only pitch so many innings?
You got 3 innings. Oh, you
got three innings,
Three apiece.
right? Yes. So we were playing them, and there was a big thing where I was they didn't know whether to go off of the 2/3 or the 1/3 or he pitched a full inning.
Yes.
So I think it was my third inning pitching. Or no, it would have been my fourth. I already pitched 3 innings. So I was coming into my 4th inning to pitch. And as soon as I took the mound and I threw the first pitch, he can't pitch anymore. Because you know
That's Tommy Jordan did?
Because he didn't want you throwing smoke no more. That's why.
And this is my travel ball coach. All of them. All
So
of
you
them.
already knew what you were
So
going
I'm
to do.
looking
though.
over
Yeah.
I'm looking over at him like,
Yeah.
man, come on, Tom.
Like, you're supposed to be my guy, man.
He didn't want you
yeah.
throwing smoke no more. That's why. He was nervous. He was scared.
But it's funny though. You're just thinking about it because that was a big ordeal back then. You only got 6 innings to pitch per week.
Okay.
So as soon as somebody pitched over that certain amount of innings, you already know that person was waiting and watching, especially if they were on the board,
Right.
because they had all the inside information.
Absolutely. They had all the
they were
stats.
able
and
to,
everything.
Then,
Yeah, bro.
They're like, oh, he pitched an inning and a third. So actually, he's supposed to be out right now because he already has 2 outs.
So back then, did they add them all up? Like, so if you did an inning and a third, you could do 2/3 to equal 2 innings? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
'Cause
that's
I know
how they did it when-
Nowadays, it's like if you pitch 1 pitch, it counts as an inning.
that
In
is
certain
yes,
leagues.
that is. You know what? That is very true because I experienced that with travel ball. So
I think I remember that.
First time that happened,
I
I
even
was
like
like-
caught it. I was like, hold on.
right.
We need an explanation of
Yes.
the rules. Or
Hey, we're from Honeywell now. You know that we're back in the day. We don't.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
like
yeah.
writing every now. Man, here's the thing though, and I think back now to or in the current time back then, this is stupid because you want to win,
Yes.
and I get it. Like you can say like everybody wants to play. That's great. They're all going to play, but you play to win. You're not playing athletics to lose. To
Yes.
say, hey, guess what? Hey, Tanner and Kevin, I hope you guys had fun today. like I said, go. No offense, go play church league softball at the Erickson Center if you want to just have everybody plays and has fun. But people doing that was like, yep, get them out of there.
Yeah, but
I just don't. I don't like that.
You're right.
I'm right, but I'm wrong
You
too.
play to win, but a lot of the volunteer coaches played to win too, and that's why that rule became a thing. Especially the board members, because they wanted to make the rules up. However, it was an advantage to them. Trust me, I was on the board before.
Hey,
so.
right. Then they start. Next thing you know, that kid goes 9 innings.
What are you talking about?
Right? He didn't pitch.
Yeah.
He didn't pitch on Tuesday.
Hey, another funny story. I know it ain't about me. Were you done with your story?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you were just
Yes.
talking about. Yeah, your coach not being your coach. Sort of.
Right.
Being a hater. Big hater. No, it's okay. Anyways, so when I was head ump, this is just a short story. When I was head ump, there was a board member. I'm not going to say his name.
Sure.
What?
No, it's not going to be short, but it's okay.
It is going to be short, I promise.
I don't care if it takes you an hour. We just want the people to enjoy it. So let's go. Carry on, baby.
You guys hear that?
Yeah, they love it. They already know. They're
Anyways,
loving
okay,
this
so
right
when I was a board member, or when I was a head umpire, there was a board member coaching a minor team, and I had it pretty tight there. You know, like we had the rules pretty solid. Like if you brought your dog there, your dog had to go home. If you cussed, you're leaving. Yeah. Like we just didn't want any of that stuff around the kids. Anyway, so some people ran over to me when I was sitting in the umpire garage, and they're like, "This coach over here is freaking out." So I hurry up over there, and I realize it's a board member, and he's just going crazy. And the umpires of the game were like kind of telling me what he said, and he was cussing and all kinds of stuff, and he was like. He's like, "Go get Tanner. I don't care. I'm on the board." So I go over there, and I'm like, I went over to him, and I'm like, "Hey, man, like,
calm down.
What are we doing? Yeah, like, what's going on?"
Right.
You know, and freaking out, and I'm like, "Dude, you're gonna have to go." And like as a board member, you got to set an example for the board. You don't get privileges. It's actually the opposite. And he was like, "Oh, you can't kick me out. I volunteer all these hours and blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Sorry." I'm like, if you don't leave, your team's gonna forfeit. So either you choose. He ended up leaving, and he didn't talk to me for like weeks, you know. But I mean, we're cool now. But it was interesting.
And that's sad.
Yeah,
no,
it was a pivotal moment. But some guys, they get so invested into it that they think that they have privileges, and it's not true.
Yes,
you know?
I agree with you there.
Or it's not supposed to be true. So
with Little League, it's like it's not even it's Little League. It doesn't matter if it's Little League, high school, college, whatever. You're not above anybody.
No,
like you're just there and. Why do people? Yeah, it's crazy, and it's funny, Honeywell, because I mean, I'm sure you can think back on a lot of parents. You're like, that were nuts. I hate saying it.
Oh man,
they were nuts. They were.
It never gets better though.
Yeah.
Definitely,
and it doesn't get better.
Oh, it's still the same.
It's
still the same. Oh man,
because you got your kids going through. I mean, you've had your kids.
Yeah.
But I mean, has it really got? It hasn't gotten any better.
I feel like it's gotten worse because of the fact that. The kids aren't as talented nowadays. So what happens when you have a kid that's talented, they want him to lower his level to appease everybody.
Yeah,
you know,
I could see that.
They want him to be just as good as everybody. And that's one thing I've noticed right away, and that just kind of it's going to set you up for failure more so than anything. But
you ain't going on.
I mean, who doesn't want their kid to be the best, right?
Well, it's funny because you're saying that because see, I'm out of the three of us. I don't have kids. You guys all do. He said that last week when we were talking, and I can even put myself in that spot and say, yeah, I can say all I want that. Oh, I would do this with my kid if I was a parent, but until you have kids, you don't know.
Yeah.
Until you're in any situation, you have no clue how it's going to play out or how you're going to deal with it. So I'm not going to speak on and be like, well, you should be better with your kid. Hey, this is what your kid did, and you can fix it because I can't. I'm not their parent, and I don't know how to do it. Where for you guys, like exactly what you're saying, like you want them to be the best. But here's a question. Do you hold them, both of you? Do you hold them to a higher standard?
Oh, of course.
Tell me how you hold them to a higher standard.
Well,
anything they do.
Well, just as a parent, you know, not to just be on a coaching level, but as a parent, and I'm sure Tanner would be able to attest to this. You want your kid to be the better person.
Yeah,
you know, in life in general, because we also want to be the better person.
Absolutely.
So you really push those standards up on your kid, and sometimes you got to watch how you push it, you know.
Absolutely.
But with situations like that, yeah, you're gonna hold them to be accountable. You're gonna push them a little bit harder than others.
Yep.
Because if I'm coaching you and you're acting a fool, what do you think everybody else is gonna do? They're gonna act a fool.
Act a fool.
But if they see you going a little bit harder and they see you not talking as much, they're gonna probably take a page out of your book.
Yeah.
And do what you do.
Yeah.
So
I agree. It's good to get insight because I mean, I've coached on and off over the years, but it's hard. Sometimes it's hard because not having kids, I'm like, well, how would I do things? And I know I just said like, because I like to say like a lot.
yeah,
that's cool.
I
like,
too, man.
hey, like it is what it is.
Right, it is.
But, you know, I try to take stuff and be like, okay, you know, like what would I do if I was in that situation? I don't think you know until you're there. So I do believe like if you're coaching your kid and stuff like what you guys are doing, that's tough. I wouldn't want to do it. I can tell you this. I do not want to coach. If I ever have kids, I'm not coaching my kids.
Well, you're getting to the end here, bro.
Okay, I know that. All right. But anyways, I like the stories. I definitely like, you know, I like how you're at because that's kind of like the old school era. Yeah. Because now I can imagine I don't know what it could. Hopefully once we get some athletes on here, they're like, here's our story. And you're like,
I hope these younger kids have these same kind of memories, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm always curious, though. Like, was our time really that awesome, or did we just think that because we were kids?
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the case. Hopefully these kids enjoy it like we did, you know?
Right. That's true, though.
I got
Definitely.
you. All right, where do we want to go? Random?
So we're going to roll into this thing. I'm going to start this week, and I think I'm going to do this every week for the podcast. And you guys can chime in, too, and just kind of, you know, add your thoughts. But I'm going to give you guys, so it's November 29th. That's when we're dropping this. This is right now, tonight.
David Lakin's birthday, I believe. Okay. Coach Lakin.
Hey,
another
that's
shout out.
Monumental day then.
I believe he's November 29th.
So I'm going to kind of go through like 5 facts that happened in history on November 29th, sports wise. So
nice.
I looked up some stuff
Okay.
and I thought it was cool. There's some cool facts here. So in 1934, guys, Chicago Bears beat Detroit Lions 19-16 in the first NFL game broadcasted nationally on TV. And that was on a Thanksgiving day.
Was that surprising?
Cool.
Well, the Bears and Lions, they were both bad. They've always been bad.
I'm not talking about who won. I just think
Okay.
it's the first nationally broadcasted game ever.
Well, I know what you were saying.
And it happened how many years ago?
That's like
90
years ago.
1934,
88.
you said, right?
88.
82 years ago.
No, it's not. 34.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, see, I know that math. Hey, Coach Hahn from Clinton High School, I'm giving you a shout out.
Oh,
That's the math you taught me, and I'm rolling.
Okay, fact number 2, guys. 1962, Major League Baseball decides to revert to 1 All-Star game per year after 4 seasons in which 2 All-Star games were played. Did you guys know at one point there was 2 All-Star games per year? That's weird. I never knew that, but
I never knew that either.
yeah, so they tried it for 4 years, and then they're like, nah, I don't know why. It doesn't say
Like
why.
an A and a B team?
I don't know.
Right.
I probably could have read more into it, but I didn't want to talk too long.
So
okay.
basically, you didn't make the top team, but we're considering you.
Maybe.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna do another team for you.
Yeah, like a consolation
Slap
prize.
in the face.
I like it.
Cool. So
Yeah, that's all right.
And
You're
this-
still in, but you're not.
this next fact is pretty cool. So in 1976, on this day, November 29th, Reggie Jackson became the highest paid Major League Baseball player. After listening to offers from the Expos and Orioles, Baltimore free agent Reggie Jackson agrees to a 5-year, $3.5 million deal to play for the Yankees. And he was the highest paid player in
That's
1976.
1976.
Yes, 5-year, $3.5 million. That's not even $1 million a year.
Man,
not.
That's how crazy inflation is in the way that these numbers have risen.
role players get that. Like just to be on the team.
Yeah,
like,
just to put a jersey on. You could probably get that scrape in the infield.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I'll take here today in 2022. I'm taking that money. I'm running it.
Well,
And guess
yeah,
what?
right?
I'm going to have the best Nike shorts you could ever buy.
Oh, dude, grounds crew probably gets about 500 grand.
Yeah, I
right?
know. Like, what are you doing? Like, hey, give me. I'll clean the floors at the baseball stadium.
Hey, I'm incredible with the rate.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Cool.
Yeah,
So here we go. We're going to keep it rolling. So the next fact number 4 and kind of 5 at the same time. 1987, and then in 1992. So in 1987, Joe Montana of the 49ers completes an NFL record of 22 consecutive passes.
Okay.
So then in 1992, literally 5 years to the day, Jerry Rice became the second player ever with 100 receiving touchdowns. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That it happened on the same day, and they were guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were studs.
They were throwing and receiving.
22 consecutive passes. That's pretty good. I could do that
That's some Kevin Hart stuff.
in the yard, but
Number
okay.
32 with the ball, Kevin Hart. Just throwing
There was
it
a
out
lot more enthusiasm in there.
there. Number 32, Kevin Hart with the ball.
You got to give it that Gary Detterman, man.
Oh, Gary Detterman live here with Kevin Hart of the Clinton.
He kind of got it done.
There you
A
go.
little bit.
There you
A little
go.
bit. I got a little bit of it going, man. Okay.
Okay, last fact, and then we'll keep it rolling. 2015, legendary Los Angeles Lakers shooting guard Kobe Bryant announced that the 2015-16 NBA season would be his last season. So on November 29th, 7 years ago,
Oh, man.
Kobe announced that it would be his
Rest
last
in
year. And then,
peace.
Hey,
and then
rest in peace.
yeah, R.I.P. for sure.
That's my favorite player to play the game.
Over Jordan, huh?
It
Oh, that's
is.
cool.
It is. Michael Jordan is right there. But Kobe, man, I don't know what it is, that tenacity and that aggressiveness and that holding people accountable.
Yep.
yeah, I've heard so many stories like on social media. and stuff.
It's amazing. Mamba mentality, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Mamba for
Crazy.
sure.
And then his last game ever, he scored what, 60? That's the most by any player on his last game I saw. So
Yeah.
Was it 61?
Or was it? Okay.
I don't know.
60 or 61.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were saying
But
around
either I think
60,
it was the
yeah.
most by any player on his last game
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
So that's cool facts too. So yeah, those are my 5 facts. Interesting.
I like
Nice.
it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Heck
We're
yeah.
rolling. I like it. So I'm just going to do a short part here. I want to recap on Clinton sports. I did a little research.
Research.
Yeah, there
research,
you go.
guys.
There
Here
you
we go. The wrestling for the girls wrestling, and
I
Just-
love that, by the way.
yeah, absolutely. Last 2 weeks, their first meet was against Eldridge last week, and I believe they were.
There was how many teams were there? There was a lot, I think.
There was 12 teams
Okay.
for wrestling. Yep, and they placed 4th out of 12 in the first meet. It was called the North Scott Invitational.
That's awesome.
I actually talked to Coach Lakin again from Clinton. We didn't give him a shout out. He had told me he was going to attend it, so I did pull up some stats, and
What did he say about it? Did he like it?
I haven't talked to him since about the
like
meet.
just like how okay.
But he just
Right
said
beforehand.
Yeah, he just said he was going.
Okay.
So I went on to Clinton Herald or went to the gobound.com and found these stats, and they placed 4th out of 12, first meet. Some of the names, I'm not great with names, but they had McClendon at 115 was 3rd place, and then you're going up the chain, 120, 125, 135. You had Schwartz in 4th place, Logan at 2nd, Cameron Sattler, we know Sattler, 2nd place, Clark at 2nd, Kopp at 3rd, Housengate 2nd, Davis 2nd, Russell 3rd, Rodriguez 4th, and McLeod 1st. There's a couple, there's one first place, several second places.
That's
and
awesome.
4 out of 15, and I don't know much about wrestling, so I always like watching it because Ben Boothby, and only because Boothby he just demolished people. It was he just picked them up and slammed them and whatever.
Hold on.
And
You guys-
Danny
you guys-
Peters.
You guys hear
Yeah,
this?
see, I got to watch Danny Peters.
And you watch Danny Peters, so you know Danny Peters
Hey,
and that guy.
hold on, listen.
I like that.
You hear this? You see this? What do you think, Stenda?
Is that flavored water?
Right. I think
No.
you might need an advertisement right now, too.
I mean, he's gonna.
What real men drink right here.
It's not. It's not what anybody drinks anymore. Lordy. But yeah,
ahead,
anyways,
keep it going.
No, they placed there. I just want to give him a shout out. Coach Dylan Schneeberger, he played sports with us, baseball, everything. Sounds like he's doing a good job. We're hoping to get him on here in the future. But
Yeah, we're going to talk about how I hit a home run off him in ponies.
that's cool. They bounced over the fence, but that's okay. That's all right.
Ground rule double.
Ground rule double. It
It was a ground rule home run, okay?
Yeah.
They didn't
But-
see it, though. It was dark.
They didn't see it. I guess they just gave him the home run because they felt sorry for him.
Wow.
But that to see in this Bellevue tournament they just had recently, they placed seventh out of 15 teams. Again, the names are the same: 2nd place, 3rd place. There's a 1st place finish. Everybody that placed was 1st, 2nd, or 3rd.
Nice.
And again, I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of I'm just happy to see the program succeed. That's
Right.
all.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't need to know anything about. Like I said, I don't know much about wrestling. I'll give that to anybody that's watching, but I just want them to succeed. All
Yes.
programs for youth, high school, whatever, and whatever we can do. Like that's why we're on here is for all of us to be like, how we want to showcase it, but we want to be like, how can we make it better? And that's why. So to see this program come out and they're having the success, kudos to Coach Schneeberger and especially the athletes because that's a grind. Here's the thing: I don't want to lose weight. I don't want to have to grind and try to lose weight or gain weight and all that stuff.
Man.
Gaining weight's way easier.
Yeah,
We already know that being older now.
Hey, I remember Malin Phillips had to lose like 10 pounds in a day. In one of
Yes.
high school one day, it was the funniest thing ever. He was in my gym class, and that was something.
Was that when he's
Did he have a jawbreaker in his mouth?
I don't.
Because they'll do when I was in high school, I remember certain. You talk about Schneeberger, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember Marcus Schneeberger and Matt Folan having Jolly Ranchers or jawbreakers in their mouth.
that
so
help?
so it helps generate spit.
Oh,
oh
okay.
his saliva? Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, I got you.
So you get the saliva and then spit it, just like it's tobacco, right?
yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
cutting weight that because I was always wondering. I'm like, man, are you guys okay? Because sometimes you look at them,
like, hey man, I feel
and,
bad.
oh
for you.
yeah, when they have to cut that weight, sometimes you look at them and you're like, man, you all right, man?
Yeah.
You know, and then
Malin
they're
looked
just-
sick, dude. I
they're
remember.
just- yeah, it was a big thing. Like I know something ended up happening with the cut and weight, and they had to monitor
I bet.
all that. But
Oh, yeah.
you'd growing up, you'd see some athletes, and you'd be like, man, it's a dogfight.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
definitely a
Oh, yeah.
dogfight.
That's tough.
Hey, speaking of high school, I'm going to ask you guys a question, and this is something I wanted to do too. So, you guys both played football, yeah?
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
So we're going to put you. Let's both of you guys put yourself back into time. It's a Friday night, well, maybe a Friday evening.
Okay.
Senior year, right before you run out on the field, Friday night lights are on. What artist and song are you listening to in your headphones?
Oh, that's a great question, dude.
Kevin, you got
I'm
it.
a
Kevin, you
mu-
roll.
look,
You're the
I'm-
guest, man.
I'm a music guy, so that's why I got to ask.
So I'll go first. Back then, I don't know if you guys like when I went to school. Pink was big.
Like
Yeah.
the singer Pink?
No, like Pink, the color.
Oh,
all
yeah,
of a, all of a
okay.
sudden,
Oh,
all of
yeah.
a sudden, it
Okay.
just became big because there was an artist by the name of Cameron.
Yeah. Oh,
Cameron Dipset.
yeah.
So I would listen to a song by Dipset called "I'm Ready."
Dude, that's great.
So it was actually Kanye West. I think he was the music producer for the beat.
Oh, okay.
So that was a big thing then because you had those weird beats come out
Yeah.
where it was kind of like old school beats that they blended together. So that was the first time you ever heard that type of
Like
thing.
like samples? It was
Yeah,
like, a
like
sample?
yes,
Okay.
there you go. There was a sample.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was the first time we like coming up. We like, what the heck's going on?
That
This
was
is like
like
our this is our parents' music,
Yeah.
but why are we vibing to it?
Yeah.
Like it sounds really well. So that was one of the songs. I was a big Dipset fan back then, and Jay-Z of course, but
Right.
I was a big Dipset. I'm ready.
I love it.
All right.
I can only imagine what you're going to say.
All right. No, before we go, I'm not leaving Kevin out of here because I got to ask. Were you listening on an iPod or like the disc where you had to put a CD?
I love that.
The
I love-
Walkman?
What do you think, man?
What was you
are-
on?
No, I was listening to a Walkman. Yeah. So the thing of it is I like that question because I had that Walkman where I had to tape it.
Oh,
You ever
man,
have
you
that?
got
Where
a
you
real
had
old
to tape
school.
that to
Yeah.
keep it shut.
Yeah.
Right.
And you
So
can't you can't move too fast or it'll
Yes,
start
you
skipping.
can't vibe too much. Don't be trying to do too many dance moves. You
Right.
can't do the TikToks.
That's great,
with
dude.
that Walkman.
No.
You know, it'll scratch. You'll get that circle of death across that CD, and you're done, man.
Man, we got it now. That's the old school. I love that.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Now, what
right.
artist and song were you listening
I'm just and we're gonna move on.
Okay.
So I had two.
Yeah.
And I had the I had the new iPod. It came out junior year.
I remember your
Remember
iPod.
got that?
I remember looking at it.
Yeah. So I listened to two people and the two songs. And the first song is Straight Outta Compton by NWA.
Okay.
And that
I
was
didn't think you were going to say that.
I love that song. And then the second song is California Love by Tupac.
Wow.
And those two songs
No
I had
tape?
on my iPod and I listened to those songs religiously. And to this day I still love them. Not and again, like I don't care about the background of where they could.
Yeah,
I just love their music. I think Tupac was very poetic.
Yes.
On top of NWA, you can say what you want. I just love their music, and they pump me up. And to this day, at 34, love it. So
no Nickelback. Then,
I love Nickelback. Still
I know.
love them to this day.
That's what I wanted. I thought for sure you were saying.
I had Nickelback on.
Nickelback wasn't game ready though, right?
You couldn't get it was
It was after game.
Yeah, it was like after game.
game.
Like you won. Like the Animal song. Like like you won. But if I could put on honestly Tupac, I just loved him, and I love.
I know you're not lying because if you're lying, you're dying. Right?
Yeah, if you're lying, you're dying. I love Tupac, and if you guys don't like, that's fine. But he's very poetic, and
Yes.
yeah.
So definitely was.
Can I just say like what the rest of this episode is going to feature a little bit? Yeah. Just run through it. You guys can take a drink, whatever. So the rest of the episode we do have we got some food from Mexibro. So shout out to Mexibro. Nice. They're on Main Avenue in Clinton. They gave us some tacos and they gave us some super hot sauce that's put into like a container from home. So I know it's super hot.
Oh, yeah.
So we're all three going to eat some hot stuff and I'm sure I'm going to be the one dying and probably not even be able to finish the episode, but whatever. So shout out to Mexibro. And then also I do want to shout out the people who have been showing love, who commented on our YouTube, who've shared some stuff. I know you have a little list over there too. So I'm just going to run through names in a list. I think it's cool to give love to the people that have gave love to us so far. Right. So here's some people that have shown us love: Holly Abbott, Jordan McWallace, Cody DeCoster, Tim Wenzel, Alicia Sager, Daniel Johnson, Aaron Frederick, Tim Weiser, Brian Donovan, Dan Wheeler in the Fence Industry Podcast, Nate Trickle, Jamie Triller, Justin Robinson, Bob Nacho, Bryce Griswold, AJ Anderson, Dan and Sue Keister. And if I forgot you, thank you for supporting and tuning in so far. This is episode 3, and I know you got a few people too. So
yeah, kind of the same people. Travis Nath. I think, did you mention Logan Riley?
No.
Okay, Logan Riley.
Shout out Logan.
Coach Ryan Jordan. Brady Grell from Comanche. Kenny Schmitz. Coach Lakin. Coach Shovelin. I got a text from him.
Yeah.
Told you guys that the other day. Love that guy. He's a great guy. Coach Steen from Clinton.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony Steen. Yeah. Just a lot of love. And, I think they like the direction we're going because of kind of like what we're doing right now is we're bringing people on that. Yeah. So, yeah. A lot of love to you guys. But
so, yeah, tell your friends about it. You guys see this. Right. The more you can share, the more it helps us out, and we'll shout you out. We don't have no problem showing love. So, So that's that. We got Mexibro
coming down.
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that.
I know.
Yeah, so you messed up the name too.
Mexibro.
Right? You're really excited.
He did.
Yeah,
he's excited because he knows he wants to. He's hungry.
Hey, so Liz picked it up for us tonight, and they told her we're probably the best customers they got. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
That's probably why you're bankrupt.
I want to hear that type of stuff.
Yeah, he's bankrupt. That's why you're bankrupt because you go out to eat every night.
Yeah, bankrupt from Mexibro.
Yeah. All right. Before we down the shout outs, I just want to give Ray's Energy, Corey Snodgrass from Comanche. He's given me a pack of energy drinks.
Will you crack it open? I didn't try it last time.
And he's an insider rep for Rep Sports.
Thank you. You got it right this time. Last time it
right.
took you 3.5 minutes to say that phrase.
Kevin, if you want a little swig, go for it. If you don't like it, pass it down. It's actually good. Love their energy drinks. Reach out to Corey Snodgrass from Comanche. He's a school resource officer for the police department there at the high school. He'll hook you up, and I like them.
That's not bad.
And I've had a couple of them, and I'll keep rolling with them. So,
does it give you energy?
I don't think anything gives me energy. I already got enough.
Okay.
All right. You got anything, or can I roll here?
Go ahead.
Do you got something?
No, get it rolling, buddy.
All right, Kevin, we got you. We're getting the bulk here now.
All right,
stuff,
let's
okay?
go.
All right. So right now, tell me what involvement do you have in the community as far as coaching in the community?
Right now, since it's basketball season, we have a 5th grade boys basketball team.
Okay.
Coming up right now. This will be our first season. So we are the Clinton Elite.
Clinton Elite. I like it.
Shout out to the Clinton Elite.
Yeah,
I don't know if any of the young boys are might be watching or paying attention, but shout out to them and shout out to the parents for trusting in me. And then also I do coach River City Crush baseball.
Yeah, buddy.
And
state champs.
Yes, there you go. I had
you guys were state champs?
I had to represent. Yeah, we were state champs.
That's good shit, man.
Yes.
I like that.
We're state champs. So we will be 11U this upcoming year.
Okay.
And also, I got to coach my first tackle football, which was
Okay.
awesome. And a little bit different because it's tackle football. It's not flag, so you have to teach them, from the rooter to the tutor. You have to go all the way down
From the bottom
all the way
up.
up. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
I got you.
So it's
Yeah.
it was a big difference to try to teach, kids something like that.
Yeah.
But
But you're the
enjoy
right
it.
guy. But you're the right guy for that because you got a lot of. You were, man. I kind of skipped that part. You were an elite athlete at Clinton football. I mean, you were. So I mean, you're the right guy for these youth kids. Like you're the right guy because you got the experience at the level of playing high school and college sports, and you're taking now your wisdom, your knowledge, experiences, and bringing it back to the community, which is what we need.
Yes.
Would you agree or disagree?
Yes, I enjoy that. That's one thing that I feel like I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely. Kind of a calling.
Yes.
Yeah.
If people, they invested a lot of time into you, then you have to invest a lot of time into people.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
Hey, if you got the knowledge to teach these kids, don't waste it.
Right.
That's how I see it. And you
Yes.
you got a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you have the knowledge, I mean, in anything, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you can teach them how to bake a cake, if you're the man for the job, you're the man for the job.
Right.
If you're able to do that, and like I was talking to you earlier, if you're able to be relatable.
Absolutely.
That's one big thing that makes it a lot easier when you're teaching is being relatable. And that's one thing that I enjoy about coaching kids is at times I'm a kid myself, and everyday life, the situations I put myself in.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, as far as so I'm kind of moving on here. Tell me this, which I know you've got kids in the school system. I know you've been coaching for a while. You're getting things rolling, but tell me this, like from an athlete now to a coach, what's a drastic change you see now in the training to be an athlete when you were in school? And I'll go back to you were 99 to 03 or whatever.
2000.
2000 to 2004.
Yep.
And that's a long. I mean, for no different for me, like 2007. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
What's a drastic change you see now in the training to be an athlete as opposed to what it is now? Like, what's the difference? Is it weight training? Is it out for all sports, or just focusing on a few? Or what's a big difference you see coaching?
Nowadays, I've noticed, like, when I talked to you earlier, we talked about weight training, and when I was younger, we just started the BFS, Bigger, Faster, Stronger.
Yep.
So at times it's harder to buy into something that's new to you.
Absolutely.
But one thing I feel that's bigger nowadays than it was when I was younger is the fact that individualized trainers. So you see that a lot where kids take on individualized trainers, and a lot of kids feel like, or a lot of kids feel like since they take those on, or a lot of parents at times, that they're better.
Yep.
And I feel like, I don't know, growing up, we didn't have that option,
No.
so you just had to work.
Yeah.
And then you look at like some of those
It was
people.
a lot of just being in the backyard throwing the ball against the barn or the garage.
Yep.
Yeah, it
You just
was.
kind of learned as you went,
Right.
So that's a big thing.
But I think as kids, or not even necessarily little kids, but we also didn't have as many distractions either. So,
Right.
There's social media and everybody wants this and that. Back then, we just wanted to be outside and play.
Yeah.
You just want to go hang out with your friends, ride your bike to your friend's house. Let's play some catch. Let's shoot some hoops. Let's whatever.
Right.
That was kind of what you did back then.
And it, like
I mean, we played a little video games, but
it's just now. It's just again the technology advances. It just for the kids to be on their phone and all those things. And if you're let's be honest, we can't be dinosaurs. These people that say like, well, back in my day. It's just like saying when you're like, well, back in my day, we had to walk in the snow 15 miles. No, you didn't.
uphill.
Right.
You're a liar. You're a liar.
No, they're not lying, dude.
they're lying. You didn't walk up a hill 15 miles in the snow with bare feet.
Unless they were in Buffalo this past weekend.
Right.
Yeah, unless
Oh,
you're
man.
unless you're up there like, yeah, I mean, you ain't gonna lie about like it's just. I think the difference probably now, in my opinion, is accountability, and that comes down to the parents. You know, where back then, like when we were there, it's like, tell me this, both of you, at any level, was your parent calling the coach saying, "Why is my son not playing?"
You know what? That's a great question.
I know for you, probably not, because
That-
you were
that is,
playing all the time in
that-
every sport.
No, but that's a great question. But
Oh, that's not good.
what is that?
If you want some, go for it. Oh. You can let him, we're cutting them off here, but you know it's all good. It doesn't matter.
It's a
I
moonshine
gotta,
break.
I got to, yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not really, really bad.
No, you'll be okay, Kevin, because I can do it. You can do
It's
it.
not really, really good either. But
No, it's not. It's absolutely not, guys.
I may need a bathroom break. But yeah, that's a good question. I feel like sometimes you need those calls. Actually,
as a coach,
Okay.
yeah, because if I get that call and I want to know what my kid needs to do better,
Okay.
then that lets me know that you as a parent, you care, and you're putting more effort than in the next parent.
do you think it matters how they approach you about it though?
Yes.
I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest.
Right. You have to, well, because I mean, approaching somebody is big, right? Because
Right.
you can send off red flags right away.
Oh, sure.
Or you can make somebody think other things about you if you're not approachable, if you're not relatable at times. So yeah, if you don't say it the correct way, oh yeah, it can throw you off. It can really grab you. Or if you say things and you're not really putting them into your kid, like you'll get some instances where parents will be like, well, he should play this or he should play that. And it's like, well, are you working with him and are you working with him
Yeah,
on that?
absolutely.
Did you show him that? Because a lot of things, so a lot of parents, they're not able to do those type of sports. So if you're not getting the trainers, which, I mean, I don't feel like you always have to have, but watch and learn. Because then if you're able to watch and learn, then you're able to teach.
Yeah, the same way.
You know, you're
or
able to teach the
at
same.
least close to. At least you know.
Yes.
Right.
At least close to, you know, and if you don't know, then that's when you may invest in a trainer. But heck, you know, like you said, I would tape or spray paint a square and I would pitch to it.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, you know, my mom would get down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And she would catch for me. And sometimes I'm just like, I think
Like, are
about
you-
it, and
you
I'm
sure,
like, I
Mom?
look, yeah, I'm like,
You
I
about
look
to
at
get
her
that
shins.
smoke?
Yeah, I
Look
look
at
at
that
her
smoke, girl, but hey, hey,
You look at her shins sometimes, you're like, oh man, my bad, that one got away from me.
man.
Hey, do you remember on
Yeah.
Stockwell that thing my dad
Yeah.
built for me? Remember
Yeah.
it was like half a trampoline with a fence around it, and then we had an oil drum that he put. That was cool.
That was cool. We threw into that.
Thinking about it now, that was cool that he went out of his way to do that. But it was a whole pitching contraption, and
Right.
it had like tires behind it, so when it hit it,
Yeah.
it would thump back out at me. And
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
It was
See,
pretty
that's
cool.
money, man.
Yeah, but that's
Like-
that's what the type of stuff we did. It looked horrible, but it was awesome. You know.
But that's the time and effort that your dad put into you.
Right.
You know, so when you put that into somebody, you're gonna get better results.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
So yeah, rather than the parent like, hey man, why isn't my kid batting third and playing first base? But the kid has no idea how to catch the ball at first base or really hit the ball yet.
Right.
I'm just using that as an example. You know,
Yeah.
like, is that kind of what
Yeah.
you mean? Like,
Yeah.
and you're not helping him learn how to
you're not
scoop a
working
ball at first or how to swing and hit the ball the right way in that position and stuff
right?
like that. So.
Because we all want our kid to play that certain position,
Yes.
and a lot of times we want, I played this position growing up, so
Yeah.
I want him to play that
Yes.
position.
Yes.
You know,
Come on.
or
It's a lot of-
my favorite player played that position, so
Yeah, it's
you
a lot of
know.
parents trying to live through their kids, you know, and that's okay. I think to an extent. Like,
To an extent.
I love watching my kids, but I always the main thing I always tell them is, hey, when you do sprints in practice, do you win the sprints?
you
I
got
always say that. I'm like, always do that.
win them,
Win every sprint, no matter what.
win them.
Even if they can't, like, try. That's important because the coach sees that.
Give
like,
effort.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Effort's
definitely.
important.
Okay, so at the time of this filming, episode 3, Bulls are currently 12th in the Eastern Conference at 6-10. Although they are winning right now, so they might be 7-10 after tonight. But anyways, their last game they played against Orlando Magic, they lost. They actually came back, and then they ended up losing like in a buzzer beater type of situation. So Zach LaVine, this is the news about it. Zach LaVine actually got benched for the last portion of the game because he was like 1 for 14 or something. Like he had a horrible night shooting.
Well, nice shooting.
And he went on the media and was like, he was pretty vocal about it. He told them that you don't bench a guy like me. And,
Well, I'm benching a guy who shoots 1 for 14 is like 2% shooting.
And I was seeing a lot of people comment on social media about it, kind of saying the same thing. Like, well, dude, you contributed 4 points the entire game, and you just got like a mega deal, like like you're supposed to be the franchise guy.
You're like
and you literally shot, you went 1 for 14, and they pulled you at the end. So, he was pretty vocal about it. And then also at the time of this filming, I'm going to tell you guys kind of the team leaders. Just because we're repping the Bulls, So, team leaders, points per game, DeMar DeRozan. Rebounds per game, Nikola Vucevic. Assists per game, DeMar DeRozan. Steals per game, Alex Caruso, the man. I love watching him. And then blocks per game, Patrick Williams, but I don't really like that because he averages 1 block per game. So, that's that for the Bulls, man. Hopefully they get the win tonight. It'll be 7-10.
Who they got?
Who do they got what?
Tonight.
I don't know. They're Celtics, and they're up quite a bit. But
Larry Bird and
they're playing Larry Bird right now. Yeah. Hopefully at his current age.
I gotta watch. Here's the thing. I just have a hard time watching. I've watched a few games with you, and then like I watch some clips. I'm like,
is it hard to get into for you?
It's just like
that's fine. Hey, if
when I
it
say
ain't,
like
your thing, if it ain't your thing, it ain't your thing.
No, I want to, but I watch it and my mind's like, this is not the Jordan era.
Is it just too soft for you? Or what?
It's soft.
Yeah.
It's soft. I don't like it.
You don't like the Euro steps, huh?
The step backs of James Harden.
I don't like. I like Joe. It's just it's tough. But hey, I'm glad that you love basketball because we're kind of the stuff we do talk about, which is very minimal when we're doing this because we have guests and we want to talk about them. It educates me, and then vice versa.
Hey, speaking of basketball, my daughter hit the game-winning last second free throw.
Nice.
That's
tonight.
See that who would do that? Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And you know who wouldn't do that? LeBron James. I'm gonna put it out there for all y'all.
I knew he was going there.
You know that. Hey man, I'm throwing it out, dude. We Jordan guys. Hey,
Yes,
hey,
indeed.
Random, don't leave it hanging.
I got something for you.
Yeah, okay.
I got a gift for you. Hold on. You go ahead and talk. I got a gift.
got
I've
a
been
gift.
waiting for this moment.
What gift you got?
Hold on. You keep it rolling.
Where are we going here?
Hey, I told you that I might have to go to the bathroom off
Hey,
of that.
that's okay. You know what?
I haven't learned my lesson, though.
Kept it rolling.
That's okay. So, are we moving on from hoops?
Here you go, dude.
Oh
That's
no!
your gift, dude. You got to put it in your house.
Oh
You gotta show
no!
that. You got to show that.
Right on your
Is
fireplace.
he bald? No, he's not. Guys, look.
Does he have that?
I'm just kidding. I did put it in there to talk
It's
about it.
LeBron.
I wanted to
that
gift
bad?
it to you. He's not bald. It doesn't even sort of look like LeBron.
Because he has hair. That's why he's
That's
got
the younger
hair.
LeBron right there.
Yeah.
When he had hair.
I
Yeah, when he had hair. I mean, come on, Kevin.
be honest. Look, this is what I gave him. Well, sort of. I didn't really give it to him, but I knew he wouldn't
You
accept
didn't
it.
give him nothing.
Yeah, he's happy.
All right. You talk about the Bulls. Steelers, here's the deal. We lost. Are you guys
Hey, it wasn't a horrible game.
No,
though.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
No, you guys You guys were competitive though.
Yeah,
At least
the
you weren't.
the
Hey,
first half.
At least you weren't the Vikings.
Okay, yeah, 40-3. I know that.
Okay.
However,
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
first half, Kenny Pickett lights it up. 14 for 19 and a score. Second half, I bet he probably had like 50 passing yards, and he was like 4 for 20.
Yeah.
Terrible. Here's the thing. They really, honestly, the more I watched it, to not even dog Matt Canada as the offensive coordinator.
You love him.
Defense, I hate Matt Canada. I don't care. I'll say, there's one guy in this world that hates Matt Canada.
Okay, that's all right.
Their defense, they have no corners in the secondary that can cover anybody. They can't play man coverage, which we see that. They left, what, is it Higgins? Is
Yep.
it
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins.
Had a game.
He had like 9 catches for 150 yards, and they made 0 adjustments to him.
Yep.
So when they played man coverage, they were like, hey, guess what? We'll play man coverage, but we're going to give you a soft man coverage so he'd get in his route, he'd catch the ball, and they'd tackle him, and he got a first down. When they played zone coverage, which is typically they're going to blitz in their zone
Yep.
because Pittsburgh's known for that. Blitz, play the zone.
Yes.
They got zero pressure on Burrow. They allow Burrow to pick them apart because the offensive line picked up the blitzes, and he would hit all the guys in the vacant areas of the zone coverage. And if you're going to blitz off of the zone, you're trying to get pressure to make them dump it down to their simple check off or
Quick
make
check
a
off.
yeah,
Check off. Yep.
quick
Definitely.
check off or a small throw or make a bad throw. Nope, they didn't do that. The first half they did. The second half was bad and offensively they are just not consistent. Kenny Pickett, he had a ball where he threw to George Pickens, who did a double move on the defender in the first half, who was 15 yards downfield wide open, looking for the ball, then gets to the end zone. Kenny Pickett sees it, and he airmails the ball over his head in the end zone. Here's the thing.
You tell me where you're at. Where are you at, buddy?
K. Hart, I got one for you. Favorite coach, teacher in high school, and why?
Favorite coach?
Yeah.
In high school?
Or even a teacher.
My
Somebody who's a mentor.
Well, can I cheat a little bit?
You can cheat.
Can I get two favorite coaches?
Absolutely you can.
All right. So first and foremost, always just my favorite coach because he coached me when I was younger and taught me a lot of things. Tom Jordan.
Teacher.
And yeah,
Okay.
Favorite
Tom
coach,
Jordan,
huh?
yes, yeah, definitely. I was a baseball guy, so he taught me a lot about the game of baseball.
Absolutely.
He put me in situations where I could succeed in, and he coached me up in situations that he put me in that I didn't succeed in.
Absolutely.
So he always stayed coaching me, and he always stayed true to the game, and he put a lot of effort, time, and energy into me. And time, like I truly appreciate that, because I've learned that time is something you can never get back.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
when you
can't,
put, like you said, you can't get it back.
You're not
right?
getting it back. No.
So when you put so much time into somebody, that means that you truly care.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For him to put that much time into me, I'm forever grateful for that.
Absolutely.
My second, and he's right along. They're close, but Tom he coached me as a kid, but Dave Shovlin.
Dave
Shovlin.
You can't go wrong with Dave Shove. Dude.
Dave Shove, man.
Dave Shove was the man.
Yeah, so he coached me for basketball
Yep.
since I was a freshman, actually. So he moved up when I moved up.
Okay.
When I was a freshman, I played sophomore. And then when I was a sophomore, I got to play varsity. And it's not like nowadays. So
Yep.
when you played and you got moved up, you had to be good. Or you had to have
yeah.
the coach's approval. You know what I mean? Like the coach had to no, hey, that guy can help contribute.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we need numbers.
Yeah, no, there was nothing like that. That was not going on.
You can attest to that,
yeah.
know. So
no, it was not that way.
right. So Dave Shovlin is my second favorite. He disciplined me a lot when I needed it, and he made me strive to be better, and he made me a better leader actually at a young age.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Like, shout out to Mr. Shovlin. I think we were talking about him.
We talked about him earlier.
We were talking about him earlier
before we got on here.
And Tommy J, just an amazing individual. I've dealt with him since I was 8 years old, so
That's
can't
cool.
get no better than that. So
Well, when we were talking before we even got on here earlier, Coach Shovlin had messaged me, texted me about the podcast he saw, and he's like, "Hey, love what you guys are doing." But I told him, I only gave him the insight. He's like, "Who's your first guest?" Or I said, "We got a guest coming up," and then he said, "Well, like, who is it?" And I said, "Well, it's Kevin Hart," and he was like, "Hey," and I'm saying like again. However, I don't care.
yeah,
This
happens.
He knew.
Here's the
like,
thing. Here's the thing. That's your actual.
Here's the thing. Like,
That's
it doesn't
you.
matter.
Is that him?
That's him.
Okay.
kind of.
So, right. So you don't have to apologize for being.
Don't
you.
be sorry for being you.
Right.
No, I am the way I am.
Yeah.
But he even said, he'll be a great guest. Like, and I'm like, you remember having him like and hoops, and everybody remembers Kevin Hart, and I did anyways. And maybe people that are watching are like, if they didn't play sports, they're kind of going, who is this guy? But anybody that knows you, knows that you were a baller. And before we move on to this next part, which is going to be the food challenge, I just wanted to give you a little stat here, guys. Kevin Hart there's only 2 people since 1991 who have earned all-state honors in football since 1991 up to 2016. And Kevin Hart here was second-team all-state running back in 2002, 2003. And then Gage Harris is the next guy I can find in 15 and 16, I believe. In a 25-year period.
That's pretty good, man. That's significant.
Second team All-State. He held the MAC rushing record for several years. And your father, Kevin Hart Sr.,
Yes.
only made All-State once.
Right. Hey,
Here's
thank
who's
you.
the GOAT.
You got some
I don't know.
bragging rights.
Hey, right? I got them bragging rights. I like that.
You better
man.
use that against him and be like, hey, Dad, I got you,
Yeah,
dog,
hey,
because
we
you
need-
were back-to-back.
When he tries to ground you next time, let him know.
He said, oh, Kevin,
Hey,
yeah.
most definitely, man.
Thanks, man.
My dad was a beast. I look at him and I'm like, man, why couldn't I have those physical appearances? You know, he was I think about 6'1". I'm about 5'10" and a half.
Yeah.
You know, I'll throw
You throw
that.
that. You gotta throw the
you
half
know,
on
and
the
I'm,
tippy
and
toe.
I'm probably 5'9" and a half, but you know, I'll throw them shoes on.
Yeah,
You know,
the
I'll
Air
throw
Max
that in there.
especially.
But my dad, you know, he was a beast. So it's an honor to be able to have that type of stat and to know that I was able to pass my dad up, knowing
And
what-
you kind
what
of
he
share
did.
it. You share it too at the same time with him. You know, you guys
Right.
are both all state
Yeah, you were. I mean,
Yes, indeed.
or all conference, was it?
No, All State.
no, he's all
All-State.
state.
And I was talking to him about this before. I didn't even know that.
Really?
I did not know
Oh,
that.
cool.
So
he taught you, huh?
Yeah, I forgot. I said something to my mom after I talked to you about it.
Yeah.
And I said, he told me I got All State twice. And she's like, yeah, duh.
So she knew.
She's
You
like,
didn't even
yeah.
know.
And I was like, oh, it's like I didn't even remember. But then I came from a class and I look back at it and Jason Scales, shout out to Jason Scales, Greg Coleman, and London Hayes. Jason Scales and Greg Coleman both played for Iowa.
Okay.
Iowa State and then Iowa. And then London Hayes, I think he went Division One, a lower Division One, like the same type of school, FCS school.
Okay.
So I look at it and I was like, man, I was in there were some great players. I think Jason Scales had like 500 yards or 600 yards in one game.
Wow,
It's like,
that's
what
crazy.
the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Like, can I play against them? You,
Right.
That's some crazy
you
shit.
know, but I
That's a
mean,
lot of yards.
that's crazy. So it's my senior year, and I'm looking to compare stats, and then I look and I'm like, this guy that's running for 500 yards, coach, you need to.
Yeah.
I think I need the ball about
Give
15 more
me
times.
the rock. dog.
You know, like I got to catch up to him, but
Yeah.
This is all I'm going to say before we kind of move on here a little bit is kind of we were talking offset beforehand is I remember when I was a freshman, when me and Tanner were freshmen, and you were playing at North Scott, and you guys lost, but it was your last game, and there's a screen pass to the sideline or whatever, a screen pass, and it looks like he's going nowhere. Like it literally.
Who, this guy?
Yeah,
32?
This guy looks like 32's going nowhere.
Okay.
Because there's just they sniffed it out, and he goes to the sideline, and there's people piled around, and he just comes out from underneath of it, and he takes it to the house. And I think it was like a 60 or 70 yard run, maybe 50, 60, 70. It was a
Yeah.
long run.
I remember. Yeah.
And I remember when we first met up, we were talking, and you're like, "Do I?" Yeah, I kind of remember it. Yeah, I do. And I think for me, as a young kid watching that, you're thinking to yourself, man, this is who you want to kind of mimic. Like, how do you become this guy, even if you're not a running back?
Right.
So that's what I remember of you coming in as a young kid, because then you were gone. But that's where I always remember that, and I'll never forget that.
That's cool.
Where I just kind of thought to myself, kind of like you were talking about David Johnson offset.
Yep. Yes.
That just you could make plays happen, and they were freakish, and you could go north and south, but he could also go east and west, and you could finesse, and you could do multitude of things, and I just think that a lot of the kids now don't know those eras because a lot of them probably weren't alive.
No,
or they were just 2 or 3, where you have to be a part of those eras to appreciate them. So
Yes.
I was appreciative of it, but yeah, I still think that, the things that you did as far as raw talent on the football field, just talking football, yeah, pretty next to none.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
This is like the last question that I need you to answer. So, if you were player Kevin Hart, and you got to be coached by Coach Kevin Hart, would you tell yourself, would Coach Kevin Hart tell player Kevin Hart anything different? Like, would you have did anything different?
In high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was talking to you.
What conversation would you have with player Kevin Hart as a Coach Kevin Hart?
I think I might have said something to you about it out there beforehand.
Yep.
But one thing that I didn't know when I was in high school and I wasn't taught is the fact to know what my linemen are going to do.
Okay.
So as a lineman, we talked about this
Yes,
off camera
absolutely.
a lot because he was a lineman as well.
Yeah.
So if you know as a running back what your lineman is going to do, preset before the snap, that meaning that if a lot of people don't know what preset means. So if you know what your lineman is going to do, you almost, or pre-snap, sorry, you almost know what you need to do when you first get the ball.
I got you.
So that's one thing, like when I got to the college level and I was able to learn from a coach that recruited me through Nebraska.
Yeah.
Is he told me, you need to always know. I was telling him, he said, which way we're running 20. We called it 20. Depending on the numbers, wherever you go in college, high school, the numbers change based on the running back, fullback. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So he told me, play is going to go this way, 26 snap, but based on this setup, where do you need to go?
Okay.
And I said, I'm going to the 6 hole. He's like, no. People are over here. You have a lineman right here, but you have somebody on the left side of the lineman's helmet, and you can relate to that.
Oh yeah, like the different tech or the shade there, and if they're the 0 tech, a 1 tech, 2 tech, 3 tech, whatever. Yeah,
it changes everything for you, right?
It does, absolutely, it does.
It changes everything for you as a lineman. So if it changes it for a lineman, so as a lineman, I need these guys, right?
Absolutely.
I need
Oh,
you.
yeah.
I need you, even though you may not want me to need you at times.
Absolutely.
I still need you at
Yes.
all times, right?
I agree.
So I'm watching everything you do. So if you're going to lead me to the promised land, right? So I have to mimic and watch what you do. If you go this way and you push him that way, I have to cut off your butt.
Yeah.
I have to go the other way.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I learned, and it was something that was crazy, and I thought about it as I got older, and I was like, man, I wonder, like, did people that I played against, did people I was challenging for scholarships,
Yep.
did they already have this advantage on me? Because that's one thing.
Well, like
that
knowing you didn't know that?
Yeah, knowing I didn't know that, because so if you know that, you got to think that gives you the head up on everybody else.
Right.
You know, so
That's interesting. That's cool.
it's a big thing, you know, and you being a lineman, you can attest to
Yeah.
that too as well.
But there's a lot of instinct when you're number one, a running back, and an offensive line is getting to your block and sustaining it and get your hands inside and getting them to where you want to go. And like you said, I don't think a lot of people, running backs, necessarily have that vision at the high school level, which you probably did, because like I said, watching you briefly for that 1 year, I think a lot of people were just kind of going, wow, how does a guy do this? That was my instinct. And that was a long time ago.
Right.
That was 19 years ago. But I still remember that as a incoming freshman thinking Kevin Hart, because what they came to us about 8th grade football was, I remember, and we can end on this part from this, is Coach Royer came and said, Kevin Hart and Danny Peters. And he mentions something along the lines of what you did rushing wise and what you've built up. And then he says, Danny Peters runs a 4.6 40-yard dash. But then I'm thinking like, well, I bet Kevin Hart probably runs a fast 40-yard dash. But, hey, nonetheless, just kind of what you guys have built for the program. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just good to hear from different eras because I think it's good for them to at least see how much has changed. But then at the same time, is there a lot of change? Sure, there is. But was there more of a grind back then than there is now, where they're just like, oh, hey, my kid's out for the sport. They should play. It's like, I don't know if it's really that way.
Yeah.
You got to really grind, and you've got to get on the same page and, like I said, go get what you got to get.
Big facts.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you said it. You had to grind. You had to grind. You had to grind to get what you wanted.
All right,
I got you.
Here's the thing.
Okay,
here's the thing.
I know we're rambling.
What do we got?
Who cares, man?
So
We're
look,
having fun tonight, man. This is
check it out.
great.
This right here, this is a taco from Mexibro. So Mexibro has burrito bowls. They got burritos. They got quesadillas. They're similar to like a Subway version of Mexican food. So you ever been to like a Qdoba or a Panchero, something like that? But it's our local spot. Shout out to Ellis and Ashley at Mexibro. They hooked us up with some tacos and they gave us some homemade hot sauce. So look, guys, the end with the darker hot sauce, we got to eat that. I just put it on like the first couple inches because it's super hot. So
That looks absolutely killer. And
it looks good, but it's going to be real hot. So we're going to see who can tough this out the most because I don't like hot stuff.
Y'all
Clearly,
ready? Here we go.
Yeah. You guys know from previous. I don't know.
That was hot before I hit my lips.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Oh boy.
Wow. This ain't good. I mean, it's so good, but
Hey, y'all. I'm actually all right. Look at this guy.
oh, I just touched my eyeball.
Don't do that.
I bit about half of mine just in case because I could tell someone.
How you doing? You look like you're doing fine. Man, you fine. You just like me.
I love hot stuff. But as we sit here for a while, it'll start to get me.
I got it in my eye.
I can just feel it. It's written all over your face.
Oh, man, I'm starting to burp, but it's not hot.
This ain't good.
Your face is absolutely miserable. Kevin's just laughing.
Oh,
He's not even doing nothing. I'm burping.
You can see it in his eyes.
I put the hot sauce in my eyeball. Hey, the taco's good.
Hey,
It is really good.
while he's finished, this is a little bit longer than we wanted to go, but here's the thing. We got a guest, and
Here's the thing.
here's the thing.
This hot sauce.
Dude, you can't handle this when we get at the end. We got to do a different, I don't know, do we do a different
No,
segment?
This is good.
Because you're just like, this guy is killing, like he's dead. Like, come on.
You got to come with something softer.
I like give him like
This is too hard for Tanner
cookie
right
dough,
now.
ice cream blizzard from from like Dairy Queen or what?
Right?
Come on. So here's one I want to ask you just to kind of end on your part. Best advice you would give to an athlete now if they are wanting to be successful at the high school level.
Oh man,
The best advice you can give. It doesn't matter whether you give it to your kids or just in general. What do you say to a kid if it's a kid you don't know and you're like, you want to be successful? Here's what you need to do.
man. I just took my son to the rec before we got here, right?
Okay.
And we worked on basketball and handles and stuff.
Yep.
So the one thing I told him is be receptive.
Okay.
Be receptive. And you haven't been here. You haven't been on that road yet.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So just like if somebody's to tell you about
You
life,
Dude,
he
like
needs a hug.
this is like I'm not trying to cut. I'm like I'm watching his face. I'm like, can you? What is going on?
Where's Sonny at? We need Sonny in here. We need to
See who's crying more?
we need Sonny in here, man. He needs some help.
Thought his 3-year-old daughter was crying
Right.
more. I mean, geez.
No, Sonny, he needs Sonny in here. But
Like basically soak it up, sponge it up.
Yeah, sponge
it up.
man.
At least so you can give a
Sponge it up.
response here, man. Come on.
I'm talking about as a kid in info.
Well, you know what? They need to learn to not be a wimp like you, dude, because you are a freaking wimp, bro. This is terrible.
He probably had a little bit more on his. I looked at his.
No, he did. Don't be making up excuses for him, dog.
I was hoping that he wasn't going to pass that one to me. I'm just like watching. I'm like, I seen you put a little bit too much on that.
Why are you trying to stick up for him?
You know, I'm just keeping it real, man. I was watching it.
Yeah, you just trying to stick up for him. I don't like it. But you know what? Are you back?
I'm back.
Can he finish up here?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice. We'd be done an hour ago if you wouldn't be crying. I mean, jeez, man. I thought it was, my Lord.
Dude, it's hot. It's hot out here, man.
It's hot out here.
It's hot out here, pimp, right? It ain't.
It's hot in these streets, boy.
Oh,
okay,
man.
Go ahead. Are we finishing up?
So yeah, no, the last question for him was, the best advice to an athlete you can give at the high school level to be successful.
Be receptive. Learn from those who started before you. It's everything, everyday thing in life. You know, just be receptive. Learn, and if you want something, you got to go hard.
You got to go for it.
You got to go.
right.
You got to go extremely hard. Like
I've learned that in life.
right?
You want to get it.
You know it. You know it. I mean, you're an entrepreneur. Like I was telling your wife before, is you go hard. You don't want to be denied,
right?
And that's the same approach you have to take in life. Mm-hmm. And if you want to be an athlete, anything you do, so you just got to go hard, and you cannot accept no. You cannot accept.
I like that.
You can't.
Hear no, go harder. You know.
Yeah, if you hear no.
Yeah, don't let it shut you down. Let it make you go harder.
Yeah, let it boost you. Learn from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So
I do.
I like that. No, for real, I do. I really appreciate we appreciate having you on here.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming, dude.
We'd love to have you back down the road. To have you as the first guest, I think, kind of kicks things off of the way we want to kind of go the route with this. We just want to get the community involved, like we talked offhand.
Yes.
Is just what does it take to build these programs? What does it take for the athletes to be a successful athlete? And what they're doing to train, and what does it take for the coaches to be successful? What they're doing, the feed in the buyback they need in the communities. But yeah, having you on here was great. I just got one more, and I'm throwing it because I'm going to end it on this. What's your most memorable moment? High school sports.
high school sports.
High school sports. Clinton High School as a River King. Basketball, football, it doesn't matter.
You know what? This might be weird to some who were thinking, but my most memorable moment was my last basketball game of high school. Okay. I wasn't a basketball. I wasn't a basketball star per se.
But you still had handles. I watched it.
Yeah.
You go baseline. You could take him off on the dribble and baseline. He could. You had some handle. You take a baseline.
Stop. See, I told my wife I need to take him to
yeah.
the house. Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Come to dinner. He makes me feel good about myself.
I can pump you up,
He makes me
man.
feel so good about myself.
Tell your kids how. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the last thing, like the most memorable moment is it's like it's the end, right?
Yeah.
So it's the end. I knew I was gonna go lace up football, right? I wasn't gonna lace up basketball. Yep. I wasn't gonna tie those shoes. I wasn't gonna run Coach Shoveling. I wasn't gonna run those crazy eights anymore.
Oh man,
So he knows. If Coach Shoveling's listening, he knows about the crazy eights. But I wasn't gonna run those anymore, and I was done with that sport. So that was the most memorable thing because it really got to me.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you've done this for we all start playing basketball or sports about 7 years old,
Yeah.
6 years old.
Young.
So then when you put that up, it's a lot. For
the final time, it's kinda...
it messes with you a little bit. You know, you're not going to be able to do it anymore. And I've been seeing like some TikToks. I've been on the TikTok train watching my son, and I've been seeing a lot of seniors right now and
doing that kind of,
and they post that like it's the last thing. It's your last dance, like Michael Jordan. It's your the last dance, man.
Last
like and I'm sure you probably have that. Your last game probably sticks out to you.
Oh
right?
yeah, definitely.
Your last main sporting event. Are you okay?
Yeah, you're like, hey man,
I'm just here. I'm just here right now.
Yeah, you are. You just here so you don't get fined, huh? Man.
He's on his Marshawn
Yeah,
Lynch,
what is he doing, man? I mean, come on, dog. Jeez, man up here, Random. Jeez.
Wow.
You're gonna lose some followers after this one.
Mexibro, you gotta watch your sauce choices.
That's right.
Oh.
Anyways, look, appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 3. We got episode 4 coming next week. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like all the videos, share them with your friends. And maybe you don't watch them and you want to listen to them on where you listen to your podcast. That's cool. Make sure you follow us on those platforms as well. We are Honeywell Heroes. This is episode 3. I go by the name Random Tanner.
JP Stenda. We're signing off with our guest, the Hart of Kings, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Love y'all.